right, guys, what's happening? What's happening? Happy Monday to you. It is Monday, June 6th, 2022. This morning, we're going to talk a little bit about the power of focus, what it looks like when you're focused, what it looks like when you're not focused, and the results that people are able to get that can maintain focus over a long period of time compared to those people that only are focused part of the time, or in some cases, people are kind of all over the board and not very focused at all. So that's what we're going to talk about this morning. Let's get started. It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up. All right, guys, what's happening? Good morning to you and happy Monday. Hope you guys are off to an awesome start for your week. And I'm excited to talk about this topic because I do think that it is one of the most important things that separates people's ability to make progress in their life or to not make very much progress in their life or in business is the power of focus. And what exactly is focus? What does it look like? Well, I think that, a lot of times you'll hear people saying, this person just kind of has the X factor, right? This person just has something that I can't put my finger on it, but they just have it. And I'm going to tell you that a lot of times that description, that thing that people are talking about in some way, shape, or form is attached to focus. It's how long somebody can stay focused in a singular direction for an extended period of time. And those people that can do that, those people that can maintain focus, they can see the big picture, they can stay focused on the long term. Those are the people that generally get that statement made about them, right? There's something about them that's different. Now, with that said, the world has a million distractions out there, right? And it's so easy. And it's so much less pressure on us as individuals to focus outwardly, to focus on other things, whatever that may be, things that are going on in your family, things that are going on at work, things that are, outside of things that you can control. It's a lot easier to focus on those things because there's no pressure on you to do that. And so what you see people do a lot of times is they focus outwardly instead of inwardly on the things that are going on outside of the things that they can control. And as a result of that, you will not see a lot of progress in those people's lives. And so when you think about that in your own life, I want you guys to consider this today. What is it that you focus on? Do you focus on the things that you can control? Do you stay in your lane, if you will? Or are you focused on, everything outside of what you can control? And you're worried about all these other things instead of worrying about what's in front of you. And that, guys, will absolutely cause you to lose focus on what's really important, on those things that are right in front of you. Those people that have focus on the things that are right in front of them, and they really, concern themselves with the things they can control, those are always the high achievers. They're always the top of the heap. And people wonder how these people were able to do it. And by the way, it's not easy to do. It's not an easy thing to do, to focus on the controllables. I think we all have moments where we lose focus, right? Where we're not as focused on the task at hand. We get distracted by things. We all have that happen. The question is, how long does it take you to recognize that? And then how long does it take you to get back on track? Like, what does that look like when you notice that maybe you're in the weeds a little bit? How do you get yourself back on track? How quickly do you recognize it? And then how quickly do you actually get yourself back on track and focused on those things that you can control? And in this world that we live in, with all the distractions, with technology and social media and notifications on your phone, it is almost impossible to stay focused these days. It takes serious intentionality to stay focused. you have to be aware at a level that's different than most people. I'll give you an example. You download a new app on your phone. Like I have all the notifications turned off on my phone. But every once in a while, I'll notice I download a new app or I update it. They'll like turn themselves on, right? So whether it's a new app or you download an update or something like that happens where notifications get turned back on, or you download something new and they start feeding into your phone. How long does it take you to turn them off? I'm guilty of this where, I've let that go for an extended period of time, or I'll turn them on and say like, hey, I'm trying to, increase this. So I want to pay attention to this for a period of time. And then how long is it before I turn those back off? All of these things contribute to lack of focus. Whether it's, text messages pouring in, how often you have to check your email, how much you're talking to other people about things, all of these things have the end result of a lack of focus, right? Gossip is a big one that will take people's attention and focus and throw it right in the trash. And we all have this going on around us. These are just facts of life. This is how life works. Our ability to recognize and control this will determine our ultimate destiny of where we end up, because all we can control is what's right in front of us. Our own focus, our own actions, that's what we can control. And when we get too worried about what everybody else is doing or what's going on over here, what notifications on our phone, we absolutely stop making progress. And so I want you guys to think about that, the power of focus and what it can do for you or what it cannot do for you if you don't, what it can do for you if you don't have it, right? There's a massive positive and a massive negative that come from the power of focus, the ability to stay laser focused on the task at hand, as opposed to being all over the place. And so I want you to think about that today. And which of those categories do you fall into? The good news is you have the opportunity to change it. If you're a person that lacks focus, that has a hard time staying focused on something, if you're always paying attention to other things, there's a variety of reasons of why this happens, by the way. The environment that we grow up in has a lot to do with that, has a lot to do with how we function. And by the way, the environment that we allow around us today as adults, as whatever age you are that's watching or listening to this, that environment that we allow ourselves. And I see this now that I am aware of it. I see this everywhere. Like, people wanting to talk about things, whether it's things with the kids or things that's here at the office, whatever it is, like there's always things going on that people have a natural ability to want to talk about. And that is planted in us. It's planted in us by our environment. If we don't recognize it, it's something that we consider normal, but it absolutely robs us of our focus. It takes us away from the task at hand. It takes us away from what we should be doing. And quite frankly, it takes us away from our real potential. And it has the ability to throw all of that in the trash. So I say this to you guys this morning because I believe that it's one of the most imperative things that we can learn as individuals, as adults, as contributing members of society, is the power of focus. If I look at my own life and I look at, 4 years ago, we were just starting a business, and the amount of focus that it took to be able to multiply that business year over year, and the amount of focus that it continues to take to multiply that business year over year over year, it takes massive amounts of focus. And if we lose focus, you can absolutely see it in the results. And so I want you guys to think about that. What does it look like in your own life? How focused are you? And how often do you allow yourself to get in the weeds, to get in what I call, how often are you majoring in the minors? How often are you focused on the things that you cannot control? Focused on the things that don't really have anything to do with you? How often are you doing those things that don't contribute to your future success versus how often are you laser focused on the task at hand, laser focused on dealing with the things that are right in front of you and moving yourself and everybody around you forward, because that's what it is. The difference between focused and unfocused is moving yourself and others forward, and moving yourself and others backward. And that is without a doubt the differentiation there. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys this morning. So I hope this message was helpful for you. I hope it was something that somebody out there needed to hear this morning, and something that will give somebody some perspective, because that's why we're here every single morning sharing these messages. So I appreciate you guys being here. Let me say good morning to some folks here, since I didn't do that in the beginning. David Martin, what's happening, brother? Bruce Pulver, good to see you on here, man. Alton, good morning to you. Bruce Mills, what's happening, man? Vicky, John Rugg, Kevin Campbell, Keith Calloway Jr., Todd Gurrell, Kyle Hendricks, what's up, brother? Good morning to you, man. Rick Tamburino, Tony Grout, Trisha, John, David Martin, what's happening, man? Matt Anesis, good to see you on here, brother. Gary, what's happening, man? Marvin, Matt, Ed, and Daniel Good, what's happening, guys? Good morning to you. I hope this message helped you start your Monday off right, and I hope you guys have an amazing Monday and an amazing week. I will see you again tomorrow morning, same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.